The weekly sizzle is on fire.
We're back.
No, that comes after this introduction. All right, that was a horrible entry, but now you're watching. This week, we have Megan and Sean. Sean is somewhat normal. Well, abnormal, but it's normal for him to now be here. He's been here on a few of our weekly sizzles. And this week, we're joined by our new guest, Scott Oakes, who has joined 1851 as one of our new VPs. Scott, welcome to the team.
Thanks a lot. Happy to be here.
Great insight. So let's go ahead and get things started on this week's Weekly Sizzle. Fair and balanced content. I want to address this, and you'll see this in an article that will hit our site. It should actually be on the site now, depending on what day we're filming. But let's say it's already on the site. But you'll see our first transparency report. We want to make sure that you, our reader, understand that we are transparent. We, if you can see in the background, are No Limit Agency and 1851, and you'll read that in the transparency article. Part of what we said in the article is that we want to cover every brand that exists in franchise, and we've talked about this before, that it doesn't matter if you work with an agency, it doesn't matter the politics that exist behind you being limited on the story that you can tell. We want to tell your story. We're going to continue to be fair and balanced, and that's what we're shooting for. So read our transparency report. You'll know more about how 1851 works and everything that's meaningful to us as an organization as we continue to try to do things the right way. So the first story, speaking of fair and balance, is Capriotti's. There was a story in Nation's Restaurant News that we posted on Tuesday of this week that Capriotti's has 3 new investors, JD and Shelly Sun and David Barr, who are all veterans in franchising. Sean, I'm going to let you comment on this. I find it interesting. It's almost like franchising gives back, that those that have gone out and created established brands are now investing not just money and funds, but expertise into more emerging brands. Some takes on that?
I think it's great. I like seeing that. You're seeing more private equity coming into the franchising world, and which is great, but it's also great to see people with tremendous franchise experience to be able to take a brand and then be able to take it to the next level. So with those 3, their backgrounds, their experiences, I think they can do great things at Capriotti's.
Second story on ifa.1851franchise.com, which is the International Franchise Association's personal publication. We have a story about their tour in Virginia. It's the At Our Franchise tour. Megan, you've been covering some of this. What's going on with At Our Franchise?
Yeah, so they stopped in Virginia, and Robert Crisanti met with a bunch of leaders there just to kind of highlight the benefits of franchising in the community, and especially for veterans in that area. And then he also went on a franchise crawl and visited a handful of different businesses and just met with local owners and got in touch with them personally. So.
And I've spoken personally to Robert, and he said when he was a small boy, he always hoped that he would go on a franchise crawl.
That's what we all can dream about.
I'm just kidding. None of us ever had that dream. But now we do, because now we're all in franchising. Scott, I'm going to go to you on this one. And we have this franchisee issue that's going on, and we're highlighting great franchisees who are accomplishing great things. And it's not that they have to be established or multi-unit. It's just the fact that they've decided to invest their life savings into a brand. And we're highlighting some of the reasons why and why they got involved in it. Scott has been in franchise development his entire career, and him joining the 1851 team is nice because he can relate to everybody that is selling franchises and those that are making the decision to buy into it. When you were in franchise development, what excited you about a franchisee that was coming to the table, and what was exciting about seeing someone that is ready to invest their life savings into a brand?
Well, I think for me, the excitement was around helping build that trust between myself and the candidate, helping guide them through that investigation process, knowing how much they were going to be putting on the line. I felt internally it was my job to make sure that I gave them everything that they needed to be able to make the best decision for them, because they were going to be risking a lot. And from the franchisor standpoint, making sure that we were positioning that person to get off to as fast and as good a start as possible, because that was only going to help propel them into success much faster.
That's great. Yeah, and obviously you as a reader that's looking at investing in potential franchises, you'll hear more from Scott and Sean, who both have led many people into buying the right franchise for them. Their expertise is here to help guide you in the decisions that you make. Story number 4. Smoothie King's international expansion. It continues to trend as the top story on our site. We appreciate all the international visitors who have been checking out our website. Farm Stores is expanding to New Jersey. What I find interesting about this, Sean, and you can provide some comments since you work closely with Farm Stores, is this new trend, and obviously they're trying to disrupt the grocery store market. What do you like about a brand like Farm Stores?
What I like about it is it's so unique. I mean, taking containers and then converting them into a drive-through convenience store, essentially. So the investment range is lower. The convenience aspect of it is great. It's something that's completely unique and different, and they've had great success in Florida, and now they're expanding across the country. So I think it's one of those just unique franchise opportunities that you're going to see more of, and great things coming out of that brand.
Okay, and for that brand, you can look at farmstores.1851franchise.com for more information. My column, selfishly, is another one of the trending stories, thank you very much, which is on taking care of your clients, that if you don't take care of your clients, someone else will, and that goes for us at our agency, it goes for us on 1851, it goes for us with our readers. I think it comes down to 4 key principles of relationship, service, results, and strategy. And if you as a brand are executing on all those for your franchisees, or you as a supplier are executing on all those for your client, then you should never lose business. But know that the second you take your eye away from that client or stop giving them attention, they're going to look elsewhere. And there are other brands, there are other suppliers that are very, very, very hungry to take care of those clients. So I have that column, and you can look at that in our trending articles. Another story, QSR put out a story that said chicken is now ahead of Mexican burgers and pizza as the hottest or fastest moving product that is leaving the shelves. Scott, you like to eat burgers, so you want to comment on chicken?
I equally like chicken and burgers, so I think the trend's going in the right direction.
That's why we have Scott here. And lastly, CNN had a story out that hiring is slowing in August. I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing. We've talked with many industry experts that say there's going to be some bumps in the economy. Sean's talked about a presidential election on what that can mean for uncertainty. Sean, when hiring slows, what does that typically mean for franchise brands?
If it's not a major event type recession like we saw in 2008, it can be actually pretty good for franchise development for brands, because people are looking, maybe they get early retirement packages, they decide they make cuts in companies, and so that opens up opportunities for franchise brands to introduce people to owning a business as an option versus employment. So historically it's been pretty good, and so when the economy slows down, don't do the knee-jerk reaction of slowing down your marketing and your development side of things, because that could be a great opportunity. And hopefully, if there is a recession or is a slowdown in the economy, it's not catastrophic like 2008, and can be good things for franchising.
Okay. Well, there you have it, the 8 things you need to know this week in franchising. For Scott, Sean, and Megan, I'm Nick. Have a great week, and rather than we're back, I'll be, we're out!